Hey everybody, gonna do another Prussia 6 game, and kind of explain my thought process behind maybe more of the moves and what's going on, to hopefully, add to the insight for people looking at Vengeance. Oh. And I will show it off on board C again, for consistency's sake, and why I just love the board so much. Once again, board C is because we start in a land with 2 Dahan and Blight, so it's easy to protect. Also has 1 range to everything. Around here, you have another presence already hitting the outer lands, and all we need is 1 to get over to here. So my thoughts on this are, generally minors are better because Prussia 6 is about tempo. So let's see what they explore. Oof, a little bit unlucky on the draw here. Most of these are not going to be safe, but we're going to set up sacrifice sites. Generally do a growth 3 to start, to get a card, to see what we can do, to see if we can save any lands. But this time I'm going to do growth 2 beforehand to just get into a couple of lands and split my hedge my bets essentially of which way I might need to go. I feel like the mountain jungles is unlucky because I generally don't like these dying early. And it's pretty hard to take care of all the lands that are not like your wetlands. Oh good, remnants. I don't like remnants because the bottom part is almost never attainable by spirits early, and it's shitty even if it is attainable. I kind of wish it was a better reward for actually paying for something. So generally the first minor draw is going to be trying to defend something or another, right? Ooh, we got pretty lucky with this one. I have to play Plague Bears next turn, so I'm going to the town has to be in a land without a town, and that's a great site is this Sands, just because it doesn't have one yet. You have a disease, so you can skip there, or when it ravages, it'll be a prime site. Other good news is that we can save this other wetlands, so seeing wetlands come up is pretty nice. Alright, we're gonna gain a minor here. And for the sake of blight prevention, Call to Trade can prevent 2 blight. So Blood Draws Predators is like a way better card to take. I mean, all of these are kind of way better cards to take, but because of the Prussia 6 nonsense, I do want to kind of prevent as much blight as possible. So I'm going to take Call to Trade here for now to try to get back in tempo. So wetlands are safe next turn. But here I'm going to scale to 3 card plays, even though they're safe next turn. I only have to play Fiery Vengeance to save this land, and I'll probably gain another card. So I can slow down my tempo here a little bit because I'm pretty safe. But we'll see where it ends up going. So I'm going to do Call to Trade here and suck in the town, and that saves 2 lands, so it's pretty high value, even for that 1 cost. And it becomes a build. And then Plague Bearers is going to hit here in the slow. Well, more touches. I wanted to prevent the blight, but I'm going to take it because it's always very good. And it'll give me a disease in this land to be able to skip it even if mountains comes up. Oh, it's actually sad that I lost Dissolve. I get the city back right away, but I think getting rid of the towns is probably more worth it here. Actually, we can get... Aww. Oh well. That's one of my favorite majors on Vengeance. On each board, push a beast to a land without blight. 1 fear if invaders are present there. I'm gonna push this onto the coast in hopes that it does something into the future. And that gets us a fear card. And then each player may push a Dahan to an adjacent land doing 1 damage there. So that's actually very cool because that takes care of this. It's kind of moot to prevent the builds since I already plan to take care of them anyway. So doing a sacrificial Dahan actually gets us ahead on this board anyway, especially if it like strikes or defends or removes the town. Oh, and I would have done that, of course. Since it dealt the 1 damage. So we lose a Dahan, and we go Blighted, of course. We're gonna build 1 fear for both of those. This doesn't Ravage, but we do add the other Blight over here. Thriving Communities. I feel like I got this already, so I get that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kinda sucks that I have to up these. Because I don't want trouble with those bad boys. So Wetlands build. I'm gonna get a fear for letting this build through. From our innate, the terror of slowly unfolding plague. And then we explore. And we know it's not gonna be Wetlands again, so that's pretty great. Town to a land without a town. Oh, good thing that Thriving Communities hopped up. So now I have 2 lands that I could throw this into that are great candidates. And I'll try to stall out the sand probably as long as possible because coastals are always a threat. So me preventing the blight there in the following turn is really, really good. So that means that actually sets up perfect tempoing for doing a minus tempo here instead of going into fast tempo and unlocking 3 card plays. I can do 1, gain a card with Fiery Vengeance, and then 1 again and do Strike Low, and I could save the card for synergy with Strike Low, or not. So I'll show you what that is. Let's do Plague Bearers. Get these guys out of here. I kind of need I kind of need another disease in here to kill these cities, so I'm actually going to bring this along with it, even though it's not the best or most ideal play. And I get the 1 fear for pushing then. I'm going to minus tempo this, but let's see what we get. Really good cards here. I think Entrap the Forces is remarkable, kind of with Vengeance. But I am kind of a more fire build at the moment from going bottom track. Sear the Anger is also pretty synergistic. Unfortunately, it would also have to be a fire animal for me to hit my innate. I'm not really relying anywhere on doing my innate. So I'll hop into here because this is going to be a sacrifice eventually. But I also need range again on this. Manipulating Blight could be very, very strong here. Especially for preventing cascades. But since I'm not relying on my innate anyway, I think I want to take Call to Isolation for coastal control. It seems like a weird play, right? And I don't even need to play it this turn. It's like, eh. Sacrifice for Fiery Vengeance in this land, so that there's only one guy left. When ravaging inlands with towns and cities and no blight, so it doesn't really matter. We get to destroy him. Town to land with the Han and no blight or disease. Oof. I feel targeted. Remove an explorer from a coastal land. Nothing really worth taking a look at the fear cards. Wetlands are gonna ravage, and then sands are gonna build. So we'll get a fear from that one. And there's what we were looking for. Coastal shenanigans. So this sets us up perfectly for getting our 3 plays, playing Strike Low to skip, and then getting coastals again, and then we could skip a side one and go into taking the blight here to get more disease, so that we could take out the cities easier. So the reason why Call to Isolation was kind of my pick is because now this turn I'm going to use it to push these towns out. Next turn we're letting the builds through. I'm skipping this. This turn I'm skipping this. And then the following turn I'm going to push the town out of there into here, because we can stack things up. So let's show you why the Call to Isolation pick was actually pretty important and pretty interesting. I'll gain another miner and gain 3 energy. Ooh, I love this. I actually got Devouring Ants, which is probably one of my favorite cards. The Defend 3 is okay here from Call to Guard. Wow, this is such a power pick. Really love it. Although a animal water would have been a little bit better. It's okay. I don't have my animal unlocked yet. No sacrifice this turn, but I need central sacred site for devouring ants. Whoa. That was quick. Alright, so we skip the ravage here. We're gonna push two bad boys in. And then we're gonna start chunking away at the cities. This is sadly gonna bite, but not much I can do about that at the moment. Alright, let's get one of these guys down. 2 fear. So 2 blight means we have 2 left, which I don't think I should be taking anymore unless the fear card kind of dictates some random shit. Maybe 1 more here. I unfortunately have to forget Fetid. This card's too good to ignore, and at this moment it does bring us to Terror level 2. So, add a jungle with Outbite, 1 fear. Add a wild to them with the Han. I have this math out, so I need this to not be jungles again. Wetlands is okay if it comes up, because I'll just kill it anyway next turn. And Sands is okay because I'll do 3 damage there anyway, and then it'll build and I could just play Ants again to kill it, if that Sands comes up. This jungle is kind of an outlier, so it just depends what comes up where I'm going to use Devouring Ants, but it's pretty much God tier. At least on Defend 2 and all lands with presence. Sacred Site gets 1 energy. Sad times. Could have placed into there to save it. Or remove the town. Would have saved the blight. Oh well. Coastal's build. That's gonna get us 30 fear. Mountains, wetlands. Pretty decent scenario since I can just reclaim loop and skip that again. Unless I don't deal with it. And then I also have Call to Trade here. So kind of ideal. Devouring Ants, 1 fear, 1 damage, and then 2, 3 damage. So jungles didn't come up, so I'm just gonna take care of that for now. And get 1 more fear from killing the town. I need all of these cards since I forgot Fetid, otherwise I would have gotten a major here, just to see if I could do a little bit more damage faster since we're running out of time. I need Fiery Vengeance still for this. Let me gain 1 more minor. I honestly really like Teeming River here because it is a water animal plant and it saves me a little bit of blight that I could get back. But I think Sap is the call here. Depending on what I play. So let me try to math out what I play. I think Sap would be nice here for the defense. Teaming would save me kind of like a blight to then just like allow that to blight as well next turn since I don't really have a plan for that. Three, 4, 5. I could kill both of those, get the city, and then do it again. I think that's kind of like what needs to happen. So I have to skip. have to push. I may be on reclaim loop, but I really do want that animal. Oh, actually, I don't need to. I can move those two out. And then defend this and kill those. So, move those two. And this gives me my innate here, actually, so I can do something else next turn. With Fiery Vengeance. Hopefully this gets saved by the fear cards. I think that's kind of what the gamble is. Not great, but good enough, right? Fiery Vengeance. Plague Bearers is gonna go here. Push. Skip. Light. And then we'll just deal with the rest. Back down to 4. I think sap to get this next turn. Right now I can hit another city here, which is very nice. I can actually block the city too. Not really the best call, but I gotta throw that in there. And then I gotta pay that to skip this turn. Let's see what we get. Little risky not adding the Dahan here, but I can not commit extra resources here to kill everything, which is very nice. Add a blight to a land adjacent to a land with blight. Otherwise destroy 2 presence. I'm getting presence back next turn anyway, and I won't have to overcommit resources. And this actually allows me to save this land, guaranteed. So I will be just removing that. And this was gonna die anyway. One damage per each player chooses a different land with the Han raid. That'll get us another card, and that will get us. It might save me a lot of trouble. Okay. Some defense. 1 damage per Dahan. Up to 1 Dahan? Oh, I'll just do it there again. So I gather 0 and then 1 damage per Dahan. If they were different order, it would be interesting to get that town. Oh well. Oh, as promised, the blight in our ocean. Funny, this has a mind of its own. This is going to be very helpful that I got that wilds there, since it's probably going to come up. Mountains and wetlands build. I'm going to prevent that. I don't think the city 2, 4, 5 is too big of a deal, especially if I grow into there, although ideally I want to grow into there. And then I think that's a fear for that, and then a fear for that one. So that puts me at Terror 3, so we're just gonna chug along and kill the city focus now. And then explore jungle wetland. That's actually not amazing that that happened. I'm gonna commit everything back over to here. since that's 2 range away. And then I will be killing that, or destroying that, with Savage Revenge. There's a high probability this gets taken care of, but I could lose if it doesn't. I think I want to place 1 and 1. There's no way that doesn't get taken care of. Strange. I don't really need the energy. Oh, so I feel like I'd be really sad to lose to this and this, but I'm gonna do it this way. Kill the city. It's 2 cards. And now I'm gonna do Fiery Vengeance here. And just hope. Three presents. Add a blight to an inland land. I'm gonna do it here, because that'll stop that next turn. Invaders do not ravage lands with disease or strife. May push and explore from a land with Dahan. Worry about nothing, right? I need to get rid of this town. Each land with 2 or more explorers, destroy 1 invader for 2. So I can kill the town here. I can kill the city here. That'll get me another card. 9 in all coastal lands, and they don't build in coastal lands. Doesn't impact me. Invader, each player may choose. Okay. Doesn't do anything. It's only going to build a town, so I just need to get rid of the cities and that city. And then jungles and wetlands build. I'll let it build for the fear. I may need the 1 tick. I expect this to be the last turn. Oh, that's gone. Sands and wetlands. Devouring ants. Kills a city. Reclaim. Seven, and I don't think I paid, but it was only a cost of 1, so -1. Let me get a major here to see if I deal damage. Unfortunately, everything's slow. Fortunately, I only need 4 fear, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, the best card to pick out of this lot is Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air. But I honestly don't think I can play it because I have to just generate fear. So what this does is generate 1 fear here, but this gives me tier 2 threshold of epidemics. So this is going to do 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 4 fear. And that's a fear victory. So GG. Ideally, if it wouldn't have finished, I probably would have taken Settle into Hunting Grounds. I thought Flow Like Water was a fun card to pick just to like manipulate Blight or move something out of an area, but I think Settle into Hunting Grounds would have been the better card. And keeping Call to Trade. Maybe get rid of Sap. But yeah, let me know what you think.